this episode, don't make a sound and don't move. We're reviewing Terror Below by Renegade Games. If you watched our video where we talked about the games that we were really excited for in this year's Gen Con, I was freaking out about Terror Below. I love the movie franchise Tremors that it is clearly based off of, and the game looked beautiful. I loved everything that I was reading about it. It was the very first game that I bought. And I will say, despite the fact there are some things that I've found that I don't love about the game, I really enjoy it. I like it. I'm glad that it's on our shelves, and it's a game I will be playing a lot.
All right, so the premise of the game is that you are townsfolk in Nevada? I think it's Nevada.
Yeah, in a desert location. And
the government has come in, and you find out that there's been this weird mutant experiments that resulted in worms, which stands for weapons of
mobile strike? No, weapons of remote mobile. It's an acronym. It's a weird. They're worms.
Remote massacre.
Remote massacre. Oh,
yes.
Okay, all right, yeah. They're these giant worms that get deployed, and the government's tasked you with research and extermination, essentially.
So you have to go around and collect eggs, deliver them to specific locations, and you also can fulfill bounties on killing the worms.
So the basic play of the game is that you create a team of 3 people, and you choose a leader, you choose a vehicle. The vehicle doesn't matter. Whether or not you choose the sports car or the tank, if you have the expansion, none of that stuff matters. It's just an aesthetic choice that's really cool. And you drive around trying to collect the eggs, deliver them at the different locations, and possibly hunting the worms. You were reading through the instructions and the turn play from the book, and it sounded pretty complex.
Yes. I will say this is not the most streamlined rules set, because even as I read through it and was like, I'm still a little confused. And usually I get a good grasp reading the rules before playing. I know you usually find it's easier to just read basic rules and then start learning as you play. I mean,
the easiest thing for me to do is give you the rule book, and then I'm on Twitter putting pictures up until we start playing. And once we started the rounds, you do pick it up pretty quickly.
Yes.
So it is one of those types of games. Reading the rules sounds complex. Once you start doing it, it gets a little easier. Except for the couple of times that it's not. So this is one of the negatives, I think, towards the game. Yeah,
there were several times that we couldn't find, the item cards when you can play them. Yeah. That wasn't super clear, as well as, the abilities that your characters have. We weren't sure, and I think that's when we actually had to go to the internet to find. Do you use all of the characters' abilities or just the leaders?
Yeah,
and it's just the leaders.
Yeah, that's the answer. It's just the leaders. Yeah, there were 4 or 5 times where we weren't sure what to do, and so then we had to go back into the book. And I think for 3 of those, we found it in the book. Maybe it wasn't where we expected, or it still wasn't super clear. And then twice, we had to look stuff up online. And the game designer had done an FAQ for folks online, which was nice enough, but I kind of think you shouldn't have to do that. And that's one of those things that I think does work against the game to a certain degree.
I appreciate the design of the little eggs and the cars. And also it's cool that the board is not just a square. It's this cutout of a valley.
Yeah, that's really neat.
So that adds to the feel of the game.
And it's 2-sided. That's really neat.
So you can flip it over and get to deal with a canyon now. So if you're tired of just the regular valley and want to add a little bit more.
And if you pick up the Hidden Cache expansion, there's even more neat stuff. There's some eggs that glow in the dark. All of the different colored eggs, you can tell what color they're supposed to represent. Yes. The worm miniature that comes in the expansion is really great. We'll probably do a painting video on that one. And the cardboard cutouts of the worms are really cool. There's cardboard standees of all the different worms. But again, this is a place where the game sort of has a drawback. They don't do anything. They're purely for set dressing. They serve no function in the game at all. And overall, here my biggest complaint about the game is that it feels rushed. Like it feels sloppy.
Yeah.
The fact that I had to look up some rules, the fact that there are still some rules that aren't super clear. The worms are set dressing and they don't have anything that they can accomplish. I really wish that once the worms attacked, that they stayed on the board and they themselves moved around.
Until you killed them.
Until you killed them. And like, we came up with that idea just talking about it. No, we're not professional game designers. The person that designed this game, like, he's designed a ton of games. And so for me, again, that feels like it should have been thought of ahead of time.
Because, yeah, most of the time, I'm not even going to bother getting those cardboard cutouts out, because it just clutters the table, and you might bump them over if you're trying to reach over it to get to a card or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, so there was supposed to be a Tremors TV series or TV movie reboot. Kevin Bacon was signed on, I believe Fred Ward, and everybody was, so many people were coming back. I was super excited about this. This is a cult classic movie franchise. And then it got canceled. And then the plug got pulled. And I'm going to be honest, it feels like Terror Below was supposed to be a tie-in game, and it was rushed to come out in conjunction with the show, and then the show got pulled. They weren't allowed to license it as the official IP, and then they did the game anyway. And I know that sounds really negative. I'm still glad they did the game. I really do like this game. It's a good game. I was so excited. I wanted it to be an excellent game, and it's not. It's not an excellent game. It is a good game. Maybe even a very good game, but I wanted it to be excellent.
And we'll probably play it plenty.
Oh, I'll definitely play it plenty. I put Tremors on, and then we started playing. It was an absolute blast, and I still really liked it.
There is a solo mode with this game, and I like that the solo mode, it is you playing against the board, but it also adds some interesting, the locations can get destroyed, so that's a major difference between the multiplayer and solo mode, and they have a bunch of different scenarios, and I like that the scenarios give you kind of difficulty. Yeah. So you can, okay, first time I'm going to start on the lowest difficulty. And then also just sitting down, you can say, you know what, today I'm feeling like I'm going to try for the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
Or, I've had a tough day. I just want to play a game and relax a little bit, so we'll go with the easy one.
We played, the two of us, and there's a nice randomization that happens with there. You don't play as a phantom player, which I know a lot of you don't like that when there's... because a lot of your feedback, a lot of what you guys say in the comments below is like, well, then it really is a three-person game. And it's not that so much. You just roll a pair of dice, and then something random kind of happens because of it. It still feels very much like a two-player game, and I like that. Yeah,
that random element takes it makes it more random, so it's less I'm playing against Ryan, and more we are both playing the game, and we might get in each other's way.
Yeah.
But it's not as chess-like.
Yeah. I think we've talked about the fact that the next time we play it, there's some house rules we want to try to do. As it is, you spend a number of actions equal to a vehicle card that you lay down. All that'll make sense if you play the game.
And they do give you a nice little handy turn order, which I always love in games.
Very nice. For me, I think that the things that cost actions, it's two in the middle. So you have to spend an action to clear rubble, but then once you have 3 rubble, it automatically goes away and you get an item. I think that you should have to spend an action to clear the rubble and get an item before you can clear anything else. It's another way of using up those points. As it is now, when you collect an egg, it ends your turn, but when you deliver them, it doesn't. I think it should end your turn when you deliver the game. Some of the things that actually, to make the game more difficult, that with the monster staying on the board would make the game more difficult, forcing us to work together more, and I actually think make the game more fun. So there's some house rules I think that we'll do, and probably do a little update video for you once we try it out. Who knows, maybe we're wrong. We're not professional game designers.
We might do it and go, nope, nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
The box design is fine. Everything fits with a little finagling, but there's not like a clear place. It's just an empty spot to put all the pieces. The art is nice. It's very visually visually appealing. I like that the different character cards have fitting character art. The hidden cache has a really cool character card.
You'll check that out if you get a chance. We won't spoil that one, but there's a really great card, maybe a little OP, but it's a pretty nice nod to the geek community. Absolutely.
And there's a nice variety in the item cards, and also with the different worms. I like that it's not just one kind of worm. There's a variety.
Yeah, and there's a book that comes with it, or there's a book that we got at Gen Con. I don't know if it comes in the box when you buy it off the shelf or not. I hope that it does, because it's a storybook. It introduces you to the world and the town and the characters, and that's a really cool thing. It's almost like getting a comic book with the game, and I really like that. I hope that's in the box for all of you that go to your game store to buy it.
Have you played Terror Below? If you have, let us know what you think down in the comments below. And if you haven't, are you interested in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you figured out any of those rules that we were having a hard time with, you can respectfully let us and everyone else know what they are. Maybe we just missed something. It's a pretty good game. For all of the problems I said I had with it, I absolutely 100% recommend going out and picking it up from Renegade Games.
A big thanks to all of our patrons, especially to Sean. If you want to support our channel, you can head over to our Patreon page and check out the perks of being a patron.
If you enjoyed this video, I hope you like it and share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And until next time, I'm Dawn.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Roll for Initiative.
Bye.
Bye.